The most disturbing things that were normal to concubines in ancient China. The role of concubines. Concubines were an integral part of Chinese society for thousands of years. They were women who lived in the households of emperors, nobles, and wealthy individuals, provided companionship, sexual services, and sometimes offspring. While some concubines enjoyed privileges and wealth, many faced disturbing and degrading experiences. Harsh selection process. The selection process for concubines were notoriously brutal. Young girls, often from impoverished families, were examined for their beauty, health, and fertility. Some were taken from their homes against their will, while others were sold by their families in exchange for money or favors. Once selected, the girls were groomed to meet the expectations of their future masters, enduring rigorous training in etiquette, music, dance, and other skills. Many did not survive this training, succumbing to illness or abuse. Physical modifications. To adhere to prevailing beauty standards, concubines often underwent extreme physical modifications. Foot binding, a painful process that involved breaking and reshaping the feet, was common among concubines. This practice led to lifelong pain, infection, and disability. Concubines were also expected to maintain a youthful appearance, using makeup and beauty treatments that contained toxic ingredients like lead or mercury. These products often caused severe health problems, including skin infections, organ damage, and even death. Social isolation and control. Concubines lived within the confines of their master's household, often in a separate area called inner quarters or harem. They were subjected to strict rules and regulations, including limited contact with the outside world. This isolation left concubines vulnerable to abuse from their masters, other concubines, and eunuchs who managed the household. They had little freedom, and their lives were entirely dictated by their master's whims and desires. Sexual exploitation. Concubines were expected to be sexually available to their masters at all times. Their primary purpose was to provide pleasure and bear children, often with no regard for their feelings or desires. Some concubines were forced to engage in disturbing sexual practices, while others faced sexual violence and assault. They had little recourse to escape or seek justice, as their lives were entirely controlled by their masters. Incestuous relationships. In some cases, concubines were involved in incestuous relationships. Emperors and nobles would sometimes take their own daughters or sisters as concubines to maintain their bloodline's purity. These relationships were considered normal and even necessary, despite their disturbing implications. Infanticide and child abandonment. The fate of children born to concubines were often grim. If the child was not recognized by the master, they could be abandoned or even killed. This practice was particularly common for female infants, who were seen as less valuable than their male counterparts. Even children who were recognized faced uncertain futures. Sons born to concubines might be raised within the household, groomed for positions of power, or as potential heirs. Daughters, on the other hand, often became concubines themselves, perpetuating the cycle of abuse and exploitation, discarding and disposal. When a concubine lost favor or was no longer desired, she could be cast aside, forced to live in obscurity or poverty. In some cases, concubines were even killed, either by their masters or through suicide, driven to despair by their circumstances. Concubines who outlived their masters faced a particularly grim fate. During certain periods, they were required to shave their heads and live out their days in a nunnery, mourning the death of their master and living in isolation from the rest of the society. The disturbing practices faced by concubines in ancient China serve as a chilling reminder of the darker aspects of human history. Despite the passage of time, the suffering and exploitation of these women should not be forgotten. By examining these unsettling aspects of the past, we can develop a deeper understanding of the societies in which they occurred and strive to prevent similar injustices in the future. Thank you for joining us as we explored the disturbing things that were considered normal for concubines in ancient China. If you found this video enlightening, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, History Unearthed. For more historical content, leave a comment below with your thoughts or any topics you'd like us to cover in future episodes. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring history.